Yo, what's good, YouTube? Y'all know me. It's your boy, Mac DZ, back up in there. And today we're going to do a battle. That's right, y'all. It's battle time. All right, so let's get some of these things out of the way that I've been messing around with lately. Love emulators, old school, 400 games for 20 bucks. What? Old school. You know how I do. Anyways, today what we're going to actually do today is the Sony XB22 versus the JBL Flip 5. And I just threw in there for just to be, looking awesome, that JBL, the actual LG PK3 unit, okay? It's in the same class-ish of these two, but I really wanted to just really focus on these two speakers here. The reason being is they both seem to be the newest model coming from JBL lineup and the Sony lineup. Now, this particular JBL, I'm going to go over it really quickly, is the one that has the 12 hours of music playtime. The output is 20 watts. The dimensions on it is 18 by 6 by 7.4. In inches, that's 7.1 inches by 2.7 by 2.9 inches. All right, so the control, actual, and connection specifications, you got your Bluetooth 4.0. Your battery capacity is 4,800 milliamp hours. Your charging time is 2.5. And the features, it says 3.5 millimeter cable input. No, that's the thing that's been taken away on the Flip 5 as opposed to the Flip 4. No more. But it does have this open USB Type-C charging, as well as the JBL new Connect Party Link. So yeah, that's great. Anyways, let's move on to the Sony specs. The Sony, you have the 2 by 1.65 inches and 42 millimeters. I'm not sure what that, okay. But you got your microphone built in. That's a yes. You got your Bluetooth connectivity at 4.2 as well. You got your wired connectivity inputs as well. You have the lithium ion. There's no actual milliamp hours on this. That's just what Sony does for some reason. But you do have the memory card slot. It doesn't have that actually. Let me just look in the back here because I was actually reading off of the side here. All right, so what we have is your 3.5 millimeter in. You got your battery, as well as the lights, as well as your wireless party connect and the add button, which is not changed on any of the Sonys in a while. What it says for your frequency transmissions is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. That's awesome. And your range, interface, stereo mini jack, approximately 12 hours of standard mode. So that means lights off, but approximately 10 hours with the extra bass on. So if you turn the lights off, which I usually tend to do now, because I mean, this on the 22 as opposed to like the 32 or higher, this is not really a light show. It's just one little light here and one little light here that flashes. So just so that you guys are aware, in the back there, you got your LG PK3, the specs really quickly. 1 by 1.8 for your wired connect. You got a 3.5 millimeter. Battery is 5,200 milliamps, and the power consumption is 8 watts. It's got some weight on it. Real quick, this is actually Type-C charging as well. Love that feature. Sony, catch up. You got your 3.5 millimeter and a reset in the back here. This one is the only one that is fully IP of the LG lineups. That's IPX7 rated. This is IPX7, and this is actually, I believe, IP67. So we'll check that out, and I'll put it in the description down below so that all of y'all peoples who love to go ahead and comment on the little mistake that I might say in reading a video or saying a video, and then you guys go ahead and point it out for me. Thanks. Hey. Anyways, let's go ahead and do what my 5 battle tips are. What do I battle on? Here it goes. I go for that look. Well, first and foremost, the very first thing is cost. Always cost. Cost, then you got that look, then you got that sound, then you got those intangibles, and of course, you got that badassery. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna press pause right quick so I can look up all those stats that I just read off to you. So make sure we got it on point. All right, y'all, we back up in there. And real quick, I just wanted to make sure and point out that, of course, you can find cheaper deals from time to time. And you guys are more than welcome to go ahead and point it out as usual down in the comments where you found it at for cheaper. But what I do is I use the same site to go ahead and price everything. And I usually try to use that Amazon choice or the one that's not the most refurbished or renewed unit. So right now, the JBL Flip 5 waterproof portable speaker is $119.95. Just scrolling through, I even found it cheaper already for like $90, but still, this is the Amazon choice one that they have listed right now. It's the black edition, which you can choose multiple colors, $119.95. Then I saw that the Sony XB22 is $99.99. So right off the bat, when it comes to cost, Sony's got it on lock. Sony's got you down an additional $20. So there you go. With that $20, you can even get a carrying case for it. So let's see what else we got. We're gonna go on to that next level, which is that look. They both have a cylindrical look. Haha, got it. SAT word. All right. So you got that cylindrical look. And the felt-like material is really this covering here is all over the JBL up until you get to the strip here at the back where your button placements are. However, on the Sony, the felt-like material is just in the front. It's rubberized throughout the rest. It's that hard shell with the rubber on top of it. Button placement, I find that we have the power and the Bluetooth buttons up here on the top. And then the rest of the button placement's actually on the felt where your play, pause, your plus, and your minus, and your party chain or whatever they're calling this, party up or whatever mode they're calling that. Now, on the Sony, you got your live button, your play, pause, your minus, your plus, and your power button right here. On the left-hand side of there, you actually do have an NFC spot, which is missing from the JBL. And on the back is where the actual housing of the housing of the charging port is. God, no nails. And everything is back here. All right, so that is covered here now. And JBL just has the open slot, and this line is your power. It actually just decreases as the power juice goes. All right, so let's go ahead and power these bad boys on. We are going to do a sound test next. I'm gonna pause it right quick, and I'll be right back in there. All right, y'all, we back up in there, and now we're gonna get started with that JBL Flip 5 first. We're gonna check out the decibels on the decibel meter, plot out, and see what we got going on. And while it's gonna be doing that, we're gonna be listening to the Turn It Up single by Anecdote. This is a no copyright sound, so hopefully YouTube do not ding me for this. Thanks, y'all. Here we go. All right, y'all. So y'all saw it, 98.4. It's a decent size. It's a decent sound. I'll tell you, one of my gripes about it is not the fact that it's got some bass. It does have a little tiny bit of bass. That's not a problem for me. The problem is when the bass is turned all the way up and the sound, I mean, when the volume is turned all the way up, the bass tends to muffle up the actual highs and the mids a little bit if you're listening to music out in public. So normally what I do is I like to have my own theme music when I'm having dinner with the wifey out and about. And so I have a little speaker or so on the table, and if I when I try to use this, I can hear the bass, but I can't really hear the lyrics, which is kind of the point of having ambiance music. But that is neither here nor there. I would like to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the JBL Flip 5? Have you guys been utilizing it out in public? Let me know down in the comments down below. Let's move on to that next one. We're going to try that Sony next, see what we got, if it's going to beat that 98.4. Now, I'm going to pause it again just so I can line it up here, guys. Here we go. All right, y'all. We back up in there. And I got the Sony paired up. It linked up with my phone, so of course it stopped everything, but it's all good. We're gonna go ahead with this anecdote, turn it up, and we're gonna start it off at the beginning again. I got the decibel meter geared up. All right. We about to turn it on. All right, so y'all can see 98.6, literally my temperature. What up? All right, so 98.6 decibels. It is zero point 0.2 louder than the JBL Flip 5. I mean, that is as close as you can get when it comes to sound. But you really do have to give it to Sony. They won technically by it being 98.6. But I'll tell you, the bass on this is not as good as the bass on the JBL, in my very humble opinion, but not by much. There is an extra bass boost button that they have, and you can check that out in their app that they have with it. Now, unlike the JBL Connect app, which is still utilized, I believe, even though it's the new feature, it doesn't really work that well there as far as having any type of connections or bass or this or change up or any EQ presets or anything of that nature. But Sony does have it, and so it is a little bit geared towards those who like to tweak a little bit of the things that they do. I do find that the Sony is a little bit clearer when you're out in the public, like I was telling you earlier about, when I'm out with the JBL. So I've recently been using the SB22 when I go out. It's not as loud as the 32, so it's not really bothering anybody. The 41, I just can't take out really. But really, if I had to choose between the two right now, I am taking the Sony. Now, keep in mind that this is the sound round, so that goes to Sony. The look, which I did not say, the look goes to JBL. Why? Fingerprints, y'all. Look at that. Hand oils, always coming off. If you're a lotion head, whatever, you're gonna get little fingerprints all over this. You really are. You just are. There's nothing you can really do about that. Next up, those intangibles. This is where, let me tell you something. Really? Okay, so the JBL, let me start there. The JBL comes with this lanyard, which I find difficult to put around my wrist. As you can see, I am a pretty big dude, so yeah, that's not working there. So mainly what I can do is put it around maybe 3 fingers while I'm carrying it like this in my hand. So that's about it. So it doesn't really work that way, but you can put a carabiner clip on it, and you can attach it to like a backpack or something. With the Sony, you can really just throw it into a backpack or a carrying case or whatever and walk around with that. That's about it. But when it comes to intangibles about other things, the NFC Connect, love that still. If you are an Android user, this is a lifesaver sometimes because with Android, sometimes Bluetooth just doesn't connect. Sometimes you got to work around with what you already have connected and yada, yada, yada. But you just get that NFC button, plop, you good to go. What else? Okay. The live button, it does work. I use it again, like in situations when I'm out in public. You press the live button, you're going to get clear vocals. Other things. Okay. I guess you have to say that the lights is an intangible. I mean, it's one light up top, one light at the bottom, but yeah, you got to give it to Sony. They do add that little extra bump. I mean, if you're willing to give up those extra 2 hours that you're going to lose with that. What else? Intangibles. They both weigh about the same. I mean, the Sony's a little bit taller. I mean, there's not much difference in the two. I guess with the intangibles, you do have to give it to Sony with the app, with the NFC, with the lights, and the extra add buttons and other features that they have that make it easy to connect to any other Sony in the lineup. Whereas with the JBL Flip 5, because it's future proofed for them, you can't back connect it to like your Charge or your Extreme, which you can with those two, which you can connect together. So I guess that to me gives it to Sony. So that's actually 3-1 so far. That last one would be badassery. I'm not even going to go over that category because Sony's already taken this 3-1. We just call it a forfeit. Nah. The JBL Flip 5 has forfeited. The Sony XB22 is that king right now for them little ones. Now, I noticed that there was another little speaker that was here and wanted to be part of this lineup, but I didn't do it. I made that executive decision not to put this one in the lineup because I am having a difficult time with LG right now. LG, you're on my shame list right now because of your connectivity issues that I've been having with the PK5 and the PK7. I went ahead and took those out to a party the other day. Just a quick story real quick. I took them out to a party right quick, at a pool, have these on a table, kept losing connectivity. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm trying to show out, trying to be cool, got the lights, got the things, got the going on with the cage and the rack, and it just didn't work. It kept losing connectivity. So I had to turn those off and go to my car and pull out a big speaker. It was shameful. It was shameful. So for that reason, LG, nah, you're out of this competition right now. Right now, it's all about the Sony XB22 who actually took this challenge. If you guys have any comments down below, I ain't gonna mind. Go ahead and drop it for me. Let me know what you guys think. What is your favorite pocketable Bluetooth speaker? These little handheld speakers. Which one do you like the best, guys? Let me know down in the comments while you're down there. You might as well go ahead. Give it them thumbs, yo. Give it them thumbs. And hey, always be the hero in your story, not the villain in someone else's. Peace.